Welcome to the Dr. Bo Show, a critical thinking, reason, and science-based approach to issues that matter. Exploring the pitfalls of alternative media. Unpack the issues with alternative media and discover guidelines for integrity. A humorous, informative dive into misconceptions and media responsibility. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Dr. Bo Show, where we dive into the swirling vortex of critical thinking, science, logic, and reasoning. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of the onion that is alternative media and see if we can get through it without shedding a tear, or at least without needing a whole box of tissues. Now, before we dive in, let's set the stage. Picture this. It's just before the 2024 presidential election, and YouTube is practically drowning in videos with titles like "Trump is finished, campaign over." Spoiler alert, Trump won. So, what went wrong? Why the hubbub, bub? Let's talk about it. The alternative media conundrum. Alternative media has become the rebellious teenager of the information world. It's edgy, it's defiant, and it's often wrong. But why do people flock to it like moths to a flame? First, alternative media tends to be highly politicized and biased. Instead of being loyal to truth, they're often loyal to a political party. Just like a puppy loyally following its owner, no matter how many times it's told not to chew on the furniture. They tell people what they want to hear, which, surprise, surprise, isn't always what they need to hear. These shows create an alternative reality, all while ironically criticizing the alternative reality of the mainstream media. It's like watching two people argue over who's more delusional while both are wearing tinfoil hats. Clickbait, cherry-picking, and other shenanigans. One of the favorite tactics of alternative media is the use of clickbait headlines. You know the ones, "Shocking, you won't believe what happens next." It's like the boy who cried wolf, except the wolf is political propaganda, and the boy is trying to sell you a dubious health supplement. They also engage in cherry-picking facts, creating a skewed version of reality that fits their narrative. Imagine trying to complete a puzzle with pieces from 10 different puzzles. It's not going to give you a coherent picture. It's just confusing, and frankly, a little bit infuriating. Selling out for sponsorships. While alternative media criticizes the mainstream for being financially motivated, they're often hawking their own products through sponsorships. Need a dubious health supplement? How about a questionable survival kit? The irony is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Rules for integrity in alternative media. So, what can be done to bring some integrity back to alternative media? Here are a few rules they should consider. Fact-check rigorously. Before hitting the publish button, make sure the information is accurate. Be transparent about biases. Acknowledge when there's a bias rather than pretending to be completely objective. Avoid clickbait. Seriously, just don't do it. It's like junk food for the brain. Engage in critical thinking. Encourage the audience to think critically, not just follow blindly. Separate opinion from facts. Clearly distinguish between what's opinion and what's fact. Limit sponsorships. Don't let the need to sell products compromise the integrity of the information shared. By following these rules, alternative media can start to rebuild the trust they've so recklessly thrown away. It's a long road, but every journey begins with a single step, or in this case, a single fact check. And speaking of journeys, if you're on a quest for knowledge, logic, and maybe a little bit of dry humor, why not visit my bookstore? It's your one-stop shop for all things Dr. Bo, where you can find resources to sharpen your critical thinking skills and maybe learn a thing or two about this crazy world we live in. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay informed. Until next time. Conclusion. So, there you have it, a not-so-alternative take on alternative media. Let's keep the conversation going and see if we can make the media landscape a little less murky and a lot more trustworthy. Thanks for listening, and catch you on the flip side.